Welcome back. Let's look at international news now. Explosions were heard in an Iranian city, with sources claiming that was an attack by Israel. But Tehran has since downplayed the incident and says it has no intention of retaliation in what appears to be a response aimed at preventing a full-scale war in that region. Explosion blasts were heard over the central city of Isfahan in the northwest part of the city. Now Iran has activated its defense systems. There are also commercial flights that diverted from western Iran while this was taking place. Meanwhile, international calls for de-escalation have been echoed following that attack, with Australia and China saying further escalation should be avoided. Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Dr. Naledi Pandor, and her Egyptian counterpart, Sameh Hassan Shoukry, have both raised concerns about the current tensions between Israel and Iran. They've also called the international community not to forget the challenges facing the Palestinians. International News Editor Sophie Mokoena spoke to Minister Pandor and Minister Shoukry.
The most important issue is the safety and life of the people of Palestine. That is what the international community should be focused upon. We should be aiming toward a ceasefire. We should be aiming to protect all Palestinian people. We should be aiming to end the slaughter and onslaught on Palestinians. That is the key focus. And we've always said we don't want to see an escalation of hostilities. The world doesn't need it. What we need is peace. What we need is stability and security, and we need to ensure that this terrible tragedy is brought to an end.
Minister, your reaction, and particularly on issues of the ceasefire talks. I know Egypt, Qatar, the US, and other stakeholders have tried to ensure that the ceasefire, but the latest tension.
I want to first of all reiterate my total support and concurrence with everything that Her Excellency has now conveyed. It is absolutely essential that we continue to focus on the lives and safety of the Palestinian people, that the international conscience should be able to support and live with this scale of loss of life, of injury, over 33,000, among them 20,000 women and children, is appalling and must stop. We must reach a ceasefire. We must have a return of the hostages and detainees. We must provide humanitarian assistance. We must recognize what this displacement constitutes as a war crime. And we must regain peace and security and a political horizon to provide for the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people and the creation of their state on the lines of the 4th of June 1967, with East Jerusalem as its capital. The countries of the region deserve peace, security, and stability, and to live in harmony and in cooperation to fulfill the aspirations of their peoples and to break the cycle of violence and reprisals. The current escalation of hostilities between Iran and Israel is a matter that we have warned that this conflict will ensue a widening of an escalation of the conflict in the region that is not to the benefit of the security of any of the countries of the region, of the Palestinian people, of the Israeli people, of the general conditions in the region. We've seen the detriment to the global economy by the military activities in the Red Sea, and all of these aspects must be dealt with, but primarily among them is the protection of the Palestinian people, the innocent civilians who have lost their lives in unprecedented volume. We are doing everything possible with the help of our partners in Qatar and in the United States to arrive at a ceasefire. It is necessary for both Hamas and Israel to show the political will and the responsibility to reach a ceasefire, to protect the civilians, to provide the assistance, to dispel displacement, and to deal with whatever subsequent issues through a political process. And of course, again, it is incumbent to empower the Palestinian Authority as the representative of the Palestinian people so that we can move forward in the creation of the Palestinian state. The Palestinians have a national identity. They have the right to statehood, as others have also that right. And we should now end this conflict on the basis of what is internationally recognized as the only way forward, which is the creation of a Palestinian state.